Hi, I'm Matt Evans, Superintendent of the Monticello Central School District, and thank you for joining me for the December 6th, 2021 version of It's Monday in Monticello. Today, I wanted to share with our parents and community members some of the features of our website and how they can utilize that to maximize their needs and answer any questions that they may have regarding their child's school or our district as a whole. So our website, if you go to your web browser and you type in monticelloschools.net, you'll come to our homepage. And on our homepage, at the top, we usually, in a red banner, we usually broadcast any emergency or COVID-19 related information that we feel is important for parents and community members. So for example, we have our COVID-19 mitigation plan for this year, as well as Sullivan County Public Health Service information on their upcoming Pfizer vaccination clinics. We will also post emergency closures, delays, or switches to remote instruction in this box. Now, users can always type in any term into this search box on the upper right, and that will bring them to various topics or categories related to their search terms. If users have particular issues about their child's school, the best way to find information about that is to click on any one of these tabs of the 5 schools in our district, as well as Project Excel in the preschool. I also want to point out this Student Services tab. If parents and caregivers have questions about food services, nurses, our pupil personnel services department, or our transportation department, they should click on the Student Services link, and that will bring them to these other categories to help answer their questions about these areas. Now back to our homepage. All homepages, whether they be a particular school or the district, have a similar layout, and that is that there are some photos front and center, usually of our students and staff and other events. We have some news topics right underneath it, and then on the right-hand side are events or the upcoming calendar. One can also click on Full Calendar to get a detailed listing of upcoming events and activities in the district. Now back to our homepage. There are some particular tabs that I think are important for our parents and caregivers. First is the anonymous alerts feature. If you are hearing or have concerns about your child or another student in the district, and you want to report that situation anonymously, you click on the anonymous alerts tab, and that'll bring you to this page. These are anonymous reports that you would be providing the school district. Any information that you have would be helpful. You would select a particular school and the message would be routed to an administrator in that school. This is very useful for, again, parents and caregivers who want to provide information about incidents of bullying or potential violence or other threats to student safety or school security. So if you enter your report here, it will be routed to a school administrator and will be dealt with promptly. Some other features on our homepage that I think are important for parents and caregivers: School Messenger, obviously very important this time of year as we begin to enter the winter season and the potential of emergency closures, 2-hour delays, or other switches to remote instruction. School Messenger is the service and platform that we use to notify parents and caregivers about these events. You would simply go to this page off our website and then download the School Messenger app for your mobile device. And you can set it up so that you receive phone calls, texts, or emails, depending on your preference, about emergency closures and other events, as well as news items that schools put out through School Messenger. Parents can also access their children's grades and attendance through School Tools Parent Portal. And again, that's under Connect on the main page. If you click on here, high school and middle school parents and caregivers can set up accounts so that they can regularly monitor their students' progress in their academic coursework in school. The last thing that I want to share on our homepage, and there's a lot here, is how to contact us. Very often, we receive questions and concerns from parents and community members, very legitimate concerns and questions, but sometimes we end up rerouting them to the person who is most qualified, to answer those concerns. If you go to our homepage and you click on Contact Us, we've set up a flow chart on who to contact if you have particular questions about particular areas. So if you have questions about the before or after school program or student academics or student behavior and otherwise, most often you should start with your child's teacher. And in most categories, a parent or community member would be starting with their child's teacher, except in some other instances where you'd be starting with a school administrator. And this is important because we want the person who is most qualified to provide a response to be able to do so in a timely fashion. And it is much easier and more efficient for these staff members at this lower end of the table to provide that information than, say, a Board of Education member or the superintendent. And the way that this chart is set up is if you get a response from the teacher that you don't agree with, then you would go to an assistant principal. And if you don't like the response that they give, then the principal, then the assistant superintendent, then the superintendent, and then lastly, the Board of Education. We do this, again, so that your questions are resolved timely and by the person most qualified to answer them. So that's it. Just a brief reminder about the features on our website. I hope all of you are well and that you stay well. Have a great week. With Monty Pride, I'm Ed Evans. Take care, everyone.